don't know about you guys, but for me, weather is one of the biggest reasons that we can feel good or bad, right? And I think that includes, sun and snow and inclement weather and rain and hurricanes. Obviously, there's a lot of things that contribute to weather and mood. But one of the things I love about Florida and the reasons we decided to move here and retire here is one of them obviously being the weather. You can't hardly beat it. And of course today it's not as humid, so that helps. It's going to be 90, but it's a dry 90. And I know that they make that joke about Arizona, it's a dry heat, but the difference is there, because when you're at 50% humidity versus 70 or 75% humidity that comes in July, August, and September, there's a big difference. But there are lots of great reasons to move to Florida, and these are just some of the few. I was going to do like a list of 5, but I came up with so many good ones and I had to share them all. So I'll try to keep them brief and to the point, and that way we don't drag on for hours. But obviously number 1 for me is the weather. Number 2, Florida is no income tax right now, and they are currently working on no property taxes. So yes, when you pay for your property, you may actually own it and not have to pay anybody else every year. Now, that hasn't been voted and approved on, but they're talking about it in the legislature. For the most part, the government in Florida agrees with that idea and likes it, because they don't want to continue to tax people, especially if they don't need the tax money. All right, our next section is going to be kind of like all the great things about Florida beyond weather and money. And for the first, there's several of them, right? So there's beaches. They have the best beaches in the country as far as I'm concerned, but they've been awarded some of the best beaches, or in the top 5 or 10 for the last 20, 30, 40 years. Siesta Key Beach, St. Armand's, not St. Armand's, Anna Maria Island Beach, St. Pete's Beach, Clearwater's Beach. Lots of great beaches if you like it. This is just the Gulf Shore stuff, because that's the stuff I know the best. But great weather for beaches. If you enjoy sand and water, you can't hardly beat going to the beach. And it brings a smile to my face every time I see it. We try to spend at least a day at the beach every time I visit, or every other, so that we remember why we love it here. Now, to go along with the beaches, there's great parks down here. Actually, the Bonnet Springs Park in Lakeland was just awarded and named the #1 park in the United States. I mean, it's a great park. It's got walking trails, it's got a butterfly enclosure, it's got a kids museum, it has a playground, it has nature walks, it's got an above in the trees walk thing you can do. They got lots of alligators and that kind of stuff that you can observe from safety. It's a very, very, very cool park, and we've been there several times. When we're looking for a day just to go walk and enjoy the weather without having to make a big drive, that's one of the places we like to go. Okay, now if you're into sports teams, you can't beat Florida, right? They got a couple, they got 3 football teams with Tampa, Miami, and of course Jacksonville. They've got basketball teams, they got hockey teams, they got baseball teams. If you're a soccer, women's soccer, if you're into any sports or sports teams and going to watch, and let's not forget baseball, right? I don't know if I brought that up, but right now, they do a lot of spring training down in this area, the Tampa, St. Pete, and in Venice area. So there's lots of baseball to enjoy if you're into that. Now, let's not forget, we have to get cultural, we have to be fancy. They got museums, they got art galleries, they got zoos, they got aquariums, everywhere, aquariums. It's very popular down here because it's a water surrounded state, basically. So that's a very popular activity to do. And along the lines of, they got theme parks from one area to the next. They've got Legoland, they got Busch Gardens, they've got Disneyland or Disney World. They have the Universal Studios, Universal's Islands of Adventure, and now open Universal Studios, Epic, Adventureland or Epic Park, which has got 4 different lands in it besides. Amazing stuff. Lots of good fun stuff to do. Yes, it can be pricey if you're not a resident or if you don't buy a pass, but if you're coming for vacation, I recommend Universal. We don't do Disney stuff per se. Our kids are older, we've grown out of that. But Universal stuff is more older kid oriented, so kind of pick your poison there. Busch Gardens is great. They got SeaWorld, they have Aquatica, they have Discovery Cove, where my daughter's going to be working soon with her marine biology degree, working with the dolphins. So great stuff. They got the Clearwater Marina, you got Moat Aquariums, you have the Tampa, what do they call it, Zoo Tampa. They have the Florida Aquarium, which is in Tampa. A lot of great stuff to do like that. And of course, we can't forget the physical activity stuff. They have golf, they have tennis, there's walking paths, there's hiking paths, there's kayaking. There is tons of stuff to do. You can scuba dive. My daughter has her scuba license that she got while she was down here, which is one of the reasons she can do the job she does. You can go to these freshwater springs and swim and dive and raft and float if you're into that kind of stuff. Lots of great things to do like that. And of course, there's pickleball, there's tennis, there's all kinds of shuffleboard type varieties. So if you're into the older stuff, you can take it easy with shuffleboard or golf. If you're into the more active, of course, you can do tennis, pickleball, etc. And of course, if you're a foodie, my goodness, the food down here is so good, and there's so much variety, so many places to go. What's great about it is it's very supportive of the mom and pop shops and local businesses that get started down here and do well down here. One of our favorite places to go for coffee, breakfast, just to sit by the water and enjoy is a place called Patrona. It's on the in St. Pete, just across one of the bridges. I've recommended people to go there if you like to have a nice coffee and a great sandwich. They make amazing food, and then attached to that area, or in that same spot, is a couple great bars that are like tiki hut style bars and restaurants with a lot of great food options. But you can get any kind of food you can imagine down here, and it's really good stuff too. So support your local businesses when you come, or even in your hometown. Make sure that's what keeps those things alive, is patrons coming in. And so my last point, and obviously not the least, but you want to talk about festivals and art festivals and things to do. I found a web-based search place, and it's basically you put in your state and it will tell you the festivals that are in your state and coming to the area and the dates, where they're located, etc. I put that in today for Florida, and it is March, April 18, 19, 20, whatever day it is. There are still 561 festivals and art festivities, etc., cultural things that are going to be going on just in the state of Florida for the rest of this year. All right. And what's cool about Florida is that a lot of their county fairs and state fair stuff happens during what would be winter other places in early spring, because a lot of the vendors that do fairs, the ride vendors and the food vendors, they come down to the Florida and the southern states and do their fairs early. Then they work their way up to the northern states to do their fairs and stuff later in the year, into summer and fall, because the weather's good down here and decent even for fairs, even going back to February. Just about, it's either February, I think it's February, we went to the Strawberry Fest in Plant City, Florida, and the weather was perfect. It's great for being outside and enjoying the rides and enjoying doing stuff and walking around and just getting involved with the community and stuff. So there's always a great festival or an art festivity going on. And I got to show you this real quick if I can. You never know. Maybe I'll take a picture of them and use them for my thumbnail. But anyway, Florida's got lots of great things to do, so don't be afraid to come here because of cost or anything, because prices are dropping. Housing market's starting to come down a lot down in this area because it's been overinflated for a while, and there's just too many things to do. Even if you're just going to snowbird or come down here and spend a month, to get out of your crappiest weather, you can't hardly beat it. All right, thanks. That's all I got today. Whoop, wind's picking up. Gotta let you go. Thanks.